There are moments a man never forgets, moments that carve themselves into memory with the precision of a blade. For Ethan Marlowe, that moment came on a cold October evening 8 years ago, when he found a trembling little girl crouched behind an abandoned barn, scooping handfuls of wet mud into her mouth. She wasn't human. Not even close. Her skin shimmered like dusk purple and silver threading beneath the surface, and her eyes glowed faintly, as if starlight lived inside them. She was starving, terrified, and alone. He saved her. Hid her. Protected her. And when government agents eventually took her away, they told him she had died. Tonight, long after the memory had settled into something like grief, a knock echoed at Ethan's front door, soft, urgent, and strangely familiar. When he opened it, the past stepped out of the shadows. And it wasn't the girl. It was her mother, who was supposed to be dead. Ethan Marlowe froze in his doorway, gripping the frame as if the house itself might tilt and throw him off balance. The woman standing on his porch didn't look alive. Her skin shimmered with the same twilight glow the girl once had. Rain clung to her like scattered diamonds, and her eyes, wide, luminous, searched his face as though she had been looking for him across entire star systems. My daughter," she whispered. "You saved her once. I need you again." Ethan's heart kicked hard inside his ribs. Memories he had buried years ago surged upward, the girl, tiny and trembling, gagging on mud as if she didn't understand what food was, her fragile fingers clutching his jacket, the way she hid behind him when the agents came. "I was told she died," Ethan said, voice rougher than he intended. "They told you what was convenient," the woman replied softly. "But she is alive. She is hunted. And only one human ever showed her kindness." Her gaze fixed on him. "You." Lightning cracked overhead, illuminating the woman fully. She carried wounds, deep, jagged burns across her arms and neck. They pulsed faintly, as if some energy beneath her skin was trying to stitch itself together. Ethan stepped aside. "Come in. You're hurt." When she crossed the threshold, the house shifted with her presence. Electronics flickered. The air temperature dropped. She moved with a kind of hesitant grace, as if Earth's gravity offended her. "My name is Ravira Zayalara," she said. "My daughter is Lyri. She remembers you, still." Ethan swallowed hard. He hadn't heard that name in years. What happened to her? Ravira sat slowly, pain skating across her features. "We fled war. My ship fractured in this world's atmosphere. Lyri escaped the wreck, I did not. Agents found me. I resisted. They believed they killed me." A dark look shadowed her eyes. "But I survived underground until my kind retrieved me. When we returned for Lyri, she was gone." Ethan's pulse quickened. "You're saying the government still has her?" "No," Ravira said. "Something worse has her now." A chill crawled down Ethan's spine. "Worse than blacksite agencies?" "They are not the only ones interested in what my daughter can become." A silence stretched, thick, foreboding. Then Ravira leaned forward. "Lyri trusts you. Even now. Her mind calls for the man who protected her, fed her, kept her warm." Ravira's voice wavered. "If you come with me, I can find her. If you refuse, she will be lost forever." Ethan stared at the woman, this fierce, broken mother who had crossed light years and death itself for her child. "You said she remembers me," he murmured. "She remembers your kindness," Ravira replied. "And she remembers this." Ravira extended her hand. A faint tremor of blue light swirled in her palm, shaping itself into a tiny hologram. Lyri, smiling older now, maybe 12, whispering one word. "Ethan." His breath caught. The past wasn't done with him. They traveled before dawn. Ravira guided Ethan to a clearing deep within the woods, where a ship, sleek, angular, humming with soft violet energy, hovered inches above the ground. The ramp extended with a whisper. Ethan hesitated only once before stepping inside. The moment the hatch sealed, the ship surged upward, slipping into clouds like a blade through silk. Ravira manipulated the controls with movements both precise and trembling. Her signal is faint, but alive. Ethan leaned over her shoulder. Where are we going? Below, she murmured. Beneath your deserts. A facility built for creatures like us. They call it containment. But it is a cage. Hours passed in tense silence until the ship descended into an underground canyon carved by artificial hands. Harsh floodlights illuminated glass tunnels and metallic domes. Ethan felt his stomach lurch, the place radiated cruelty. We must move quickly, Ravira said, her voice tight with fear. Inside the facility, alarms pulsed dimly. Ravira led him through corridors as if navigating memories carved into her bones. They reached a circular chamber sealed by a thick polymer door. She's in there, Ravira whispered. Ethan placed his hand against the cold surface. Lyri! I'm here. The door slid open. Inside, a girl sat curled on the floor, thin, frightened, older but unmistakably the child he had saved. Her skin glowed faintly, though dimmer than before, as if someone had drained her strength. Wires ran from her wrists into a panel beside her. Her head lifted. When her eyes met Ethan's, they widened, first in disbelief, then in something bright and fragile. Ethan, she breathed. He crossed the room in 2 strides and knelt beside her. Hey, kiddo. I've got you. Ravira rushed in, falling to her knees. Lyri, my heart. The girl stared at her mother as though seeing a ghost. Tears welled. They told me you were dead. I lived to find you, Ravira whispered, voice cracking. Their foreheads touched, mother and daughter reunited beneath cold artificial lights. But the moment shattered when an alarm shrieked. They know we're here, Ravira said, pulling the wires free from Lyri's wrists. We must leave, now. They sprinted through corridors as lights flashed crimson. Ethan carried Lyri, who clung to him with surprising strength. Ahead, a squad of armored figures blocked the exit, helms faceless, weapons raised. Ravira stepped forward. Stay behind me. Her skin ignited with luminescent fire, the very air warping around her. With a cry that shook the chamber, she released a blast of radiant energy that threw the guards backwards like ragdolls. Ethan stared in awe. You're stronger than before. A mother's strength, she said, voice trembling. Go! They burst out of the facility, Ravira shielding them with shimmering force until they reached the ship. The hatch sealed, engines roared, and the vessel shot upward, breaking through stone, sand, and sky itself. Only when they were safe in orbit did Lyri finally speak. She touched Ethan's face with small, gentle fingers. You saved me twice. Ethan felt his throat tighten. I made a promise. Even if I didn't know it at the time. Ravira placed a hand on Ethan's shoulder. You are part of her story now. Part of ours. Outside the window, Earth shrank below them as stars opened like a path. What happens now? Ethan whispered. Ravira smiled, tired, grateful, radiant. Now, she said, we go home. And for the first time in years, Ethan felt the weight on his heart lift, carried away into the stars with the family he had helped save.